Just earlier this week, the other night, Kiffin said that you were planning on coming back. Can you just talk about that decision?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I haven't really decided yet. I think he kind of just said that to kind of put positive vibes out in the air. That's what he kind of said. So, I'm still going to go through this year. I'm not really focused on that, making that decision as of right now. Got a lot of ball left to play. And, once everything's over, then I'll make that decision.
And just last week, when you came out of the game, where was the discomfort on your body? It was kind of unclear.
Oh, I'm good.
Jaxson, just what were you seeing in the difference from that first half to second half, especially with the offense? Y'all were moving the ball, but just couldn't really seem to finish those drives the first two quarters.
Yeah, it was super frustrating, especially because it was senior night, and you want to play good for those guys with all the work that they've put in. So that first half was definitely frustrating, and we had a lot of guys speak up, in the halftime locker room, and I think that really helped get guys focused, back on track. And I just felt like we were just kicking ourselves in the foot a little bit, just not finishing plays. Like you said, we were moving the ball just fine. We just weren't finishing. So, I was super happy with how we were able to close out in the second half.
Yeah, you guys scored touchdowns on 3 straight possessions there in the third quarter, just especially with the game coming up so soon. How important was it for you guys to get that rhythm going? Yeah,
absolutely. Quite honestly, I don't think we were looking for, the next week or anything like that. We were kind of just focused on, we weren't playing good at all. So we were focused on making sure that we play a lot better. But I think the biggest part of it was, I was glad that we were able to get some of the guys in that hadn't been able to play as much this year, and get all the seniors in. I thought that was huge, and especially the guys that play a lot of the scout team for us, who get us prepared each and every week. I thought that was awesome.
Just having gone through a short week, for the second time, since you've been here, just what can you take away just from that duration of time last year as far as, the preparation aspect for a rivalry game, but at the same time, just making sure that, physically everybody's accounted for?
Sorry, you can say it one more time.
Just taking away, what did you take away kind of from this short week that you're about to enter last season?
Yeah, it was definitely a quick turnaround. I've never had something like that in college from my freshman year. So, we just got to be able to, get our bodies right, get the proper treatment that we need. And then, right after I get changed everything, I'm going to make sure that I'm, watching tape and trying to get it prepared as fast as I can for this next week, because, I really want this one.
Jaxson, what do you have to do during the week when your offensive line is as shuffled as it's been the past couple of weeks? What has to happen to make that work?
To be honest, I feel like guys, fit into roles really well. During the off season, we played around with a lot of different guys at a lot of different positions. So, each one of those guys have had a lot of experience at those different spots. So it's not like, be all end all if we have to move anybody around. So I got a lot of trust in those guys, and they prepare really well and they practice really hard. So I know when it comes game time that things are gonna be figured out, and we're gonna be well on our way to move the ball and execute what we need to.
And talking about that frustration at half, Leighton was in here and he said, they joked, he asked, is it hunting season? Because apparently he's come nearby, and talk about whether it was significant or not. What was did you hear about that? And just kind of what was your reaction to that?
He brought it up in the team meeting yesterday, but our kind of saying going into this game was bring your own energy. We understood that it probably wasn't the most exciting game for fans or anything of that such, but we decided to bring our own energy. Thought we started slow, but we were able to fix it for the second half.
Any questions up top? How difficult is it to bring your own energy into a game like this when it's sandwiched by two of the bigger games of the season?
We kind of just looked at it from a different perspective. When you were young playing football, you didn't really care who you were playing at the time. You were just happy to play football. It didn't matter how many people were watching, what the stands were like. You're having the time of your life playing out there. So just try to switch your perspective on it. And, we put in so much work in the off season and all that stuff that there's no reason to, not have a lot of juice going into a game, because you only have so many opportunities.
And then with the upcoming Egg Bowl, I know you're not a Mississippi guy, but being here now for a second year, just kind of How important is this rivalry to you, and how important is this game when you have double-digit wins on the line or a New Year's Six bowl on the line?
Yeah, it's super important. We got to look at it as, there's going to be a lot of emotions going around. That's just kind of how naturally it is in a rivalry game like this. But, we got to be 10 toes down and be where our feet are to, make sure that, we don't get too high, too low in our preparation or anything like that. Keep the main thing. But it's funny, you go out, just around the square or, out of town, and people will tell you that, we don't care if you win if you don't win a game this whole season, the only game we care about you guys winning is the Egg Bowl. So, we understand the importance of it, and, we're just really excited to, go to Starkville and compete.
How do you feel about the team's abilities going into the Egg Bowl?
I'm super confident. I feel like that we've been through a lot this year, being able to bounce back, take, adverse situations and press forward. So I have no doubt in our guys and their preparation going into this week. And I'm excited for each and every one of us to, play in this game, play in this atmosphere, and have a lot of fun doing it.
Prescorn seemed like it was the most involved through the air he's been all year. What can you just say about his performance today?
Yeah, he's a special and unique talent with how big he is. You see how many guys you see how many guys it takes to try to take him down. And he has great hands, and he's just so big he can keep people off of him. You saw on one of them, he caught with one hand while he's sticking his other hand out to keep the dude off him. So, super pumped with how he played today. He comes to work every single day, and I thought it was a great opportunity for him this week coming into it to have a big game and finally get him his first touchdown.
Last year in the Egg Bowl, did you notice any extra level of intensity, or was it just another SEC game?
When you're out there, it's different. It definitely is. You kind of look at this game, whereas it doesn't matter what the record is. It never has. It's always going to be a hard-fought game, and guys are going to compete and play at their very best, no matter what their record is or no matter how their season's turned out. So, there's definitely a lot of intensity out in the game, and I think that's just super fueling for, when you're involved in it, you want to play your very best.
Anything else for Jaxson?
You mentioned last year's Egg Bowl. You guys came up just short, but had opportunities to win that game. How much will it mean to you to get another chance to get revenge on them this year?
Yeah, that game has ate at me ever since we walked off the field, and it's a game that I really want back. I know the guys on the team feel the exact same way about it, and we're just we can't wait for the opportunity to play in it.
Thank you, Jaxson.
Thank you, guys.